Right, you are watching Resonate TV. I'm John Brown, and the man sat next to me is a unique talent. His name is KIDD KAOS. His real name is...
Chris Ryland.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm fucking great, mate. How are you?
Very, very good, sir. You were on earlier on tonight.
I was indeed.
How was your set in Bonnie Bournemouth?
It was great, mate. Great. It was a really good reaction from the crowd. Really nice place to be. Really, just extortionate, mate. Loved it, mate. Really good, yeah.
Okay.
Lost for words, you could say.
Yes, indeed. Now, talking about the hardstyle scene, hard dance, it's such a massive spectrum, isn't it? Of different sounds. There's tech this and hard that. How do you perceive the scene that you're in?
Oh, it's quite messed up at the moment, isn't it? To be fair, like you say, there's all these sub-genres and sub-categories, and there's tech this, there's tech that. It's a bit like, where do I put myself, to be honest? So, I don't know, I just get on with it, make my tunes, try and do what I do, which is just make music, and let people classify me where they do, I suppose. I try not to put myself under a specific thing, because it's constantly evolving and constantly changing. If you do that, then, I don't know. If I just make music, then let people categorise me how they will. I find that's the best way to go around it, really.
Just let it flow with the feeling.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But where was its beginnings? Did you just get up one day and go, do you know what, I want to produce music?
Well, yes and no.
Or were you inspired? Did something sort of...
I come from a very musical background, so music's always been in my family. My mum was a DJ, believe it or not. Not a dance DJ, but more an urban DJ, like into hip-hop and stuff. So I've always had like the DJ thing in my family. My brother was a drum and bass DJ. My mum was like an urban kind of hip-hop DJ. So it's always been in the blood. But for a production kind of, I don't know really.
I would have thought that from there your natural sort of course of evolution would be to move into that sort of drum and bass spectrum.
Well, you would say that, but I mean, I come from a very different, diverse family. Obviously, you have very different kind of influences, and having that very extreme range of one spectrum, do you know what I mean? It kind of almost makes you want to be diverse. Do you know what I mean? I come from a very extreme family, and for me, it's good to do the opposite thing, I suppose, or the different thing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so how did you come across the hard dance?
Oh, it's a mixture of things. I started on hardcore, believe it or not. I started.
We do love all
hardcore.
that.
Yes, that's how it all begun for young KAOS. I started making hardcore. DJ Dougal, I do believe. DJ Dougal and Scott Brown were some of the earliest influences.
Okay.
But I don't know. It just snowballed, I suppose. You like one thing, and then you like another thing, and then it takes off, and you like something else, and before you know it, you're making fucking hard style. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, it's just the way it goes, mate. To be honest.
I mean, different DJs have actually moved into different genres, haven't they? Some of them are doing hard dance and hardcore, some of them are doing drum and bass and house and all sorts of...
I've always been a producer, so I started producing hardcore ever before KIDD KAOS, long time ago. And obviously I went to a production college, met a lot of people, started making hard house, got into the hard house thing a lot. Went from the hard house thing to like the harder trance, and then like the hard style, and then floated around between hard kind of house, you could call it, and hard style, and everything in between, techno, and just tried to make my own, like the best of all of it, I suppose, the best of, or what I call, I wouldn't say the best of it all, I'd say what I call the best of it all, trying to bring the best elements from each genre into my own little...
And make your own sound.
My own vibe for my sets, do you know what I mean? But I'm still getting there. It's like it's in progress, I suppose. I'm still...
Are you someone that, you know, when you're playing to a large audience, you are often cautious of what they're doing, you're reading the crowd?
I think it's very important to play to the crowd. Well, not play to the crowd, but I think, like you say, be aware of what they're doing. I've played sets before where you've played things that you think are going to go off, and you play them, and it's just like, what has he played? Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know, I think it is important not to read the crowd, but to play with the crowd. I think that's part of being a DJ, innit? To know what they want and work with them and have that kind of relationship. But, I don't know, I think it's also about having the initiative to know what's going to come next and how to be able to turn them into another mood. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Ultimately, you're the crowd controller, so...
Yeah, ultimately, but there's still be part of it, lead it. I don't know, it's a hard thing to master. Obviously, I'm quite new to the game, so it's all quite new to me. I'm trying to make odds and ends meet.
You are very young as well. How old are you?
I'm only 20 at the moment.
I was going to say, you're old enough to be drinking that beer.
I am, mate, just.
Look at his boyish good looks. Okay, right, I'm going to be serious again now, because I need to be serious, because this boy is the shizzle. All right, for those that have seen him play, you will agree. I'm not just kissing his ass. I mean it.
I feel bad when you say this.
Buy his stuff. Listen to his stuff. Honestly, we're hooked on it.
www.KidKaos.co.uk.
We are hooked on it,
KidKaos.co.uk.
and it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen while you're saying it.
Oh yeah.
Say it one more time for effect.
www.KidKaos.co.uk.
Okay. Now we're going to go on a more serious note. You very briefly rewind a little bit. You were talking about studying. We touched on this with Luke as well. There are those out there that obviously they've got talent scouts and people telling them all the time you should DJ, you should produce, and they're clearly born with the talent. But how important is education?
To me, I think it is a vital part of, well, it's twofold. You can have the knowledge, you can know everybody, you can network, you can work your arse off to get somewhere in the industry, and you can still not get anywhere. Whereas on the other side of it, you can have all the knowledge, you can have all the qualifications, you can never network, and you can still never get anywhere. So it's about having the right blend. Do you know what I mean? You can know the knowledge, and you can. I don't know. It's always the equal combination, and I suppose being in the right place in the right time. The music industry is very dependent on how it goes. You can't plan anything, you can't predict it. It's just how it goes. Either you're in the right place at the right time and it works, or I don't know. It's like when you play a set, either the magic happens or the magic doesn't. Generally, the magic does happen. So I think it's just one of them things where there's not a specific rule to it. I think it's just, I don't know, but I think education musically is important, and the knowledge I have gained from my course has been outstanding. And I would
say that's contributed a lot to the production that you're coming up with at the moment.
Very much. My sound quality is tenfold better than it ever was before I went to my college. The knowledge, even though I don't feel, in my head, when I leave, it doesn't feel like I've gained an awful lot. But looking back before I was there, to think, fuck, what do I know now? It's so much, do you know what I mean? Even, I don't know, it's crazy, because when you're there, you don't feel like you've gained an awful lot. But when you look back and think, what did I know then? I didn't even know what that was. And
in comparison, you realise, to the point where actually Kutski is now commenting on your production value.
Top player, Kutski. Great bloke, great fucking bloke. Can't believe, when I heard that, I was fucking...
What was his quote? Let's say it one more time. What was it he said? Kid KAOS has production knowledge wise beyond his years. Was it something like that?
Something like that. Wise beyond his years, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt very privileged to have such a claim.
We know John's watching this as well, so he will be watching this.